left everything to the girl. I went away, and they had told me not to look back because if I looked back, I was going to be struck. Finally, I got the courage to share how bad I was scammed, like just a baby. He told me that my mom was very generous. My mom was very kind to anyone who came to our home. Take that 100 bob to a witch doctor and to church with him. We prayed for that for around 30 minutes. But to be sincere, I was not praying, not even saying a word to God because I was so overwhelmed. At that time, I was thinking in my head, why? It was now my time to go out and pray. And guess what? He also introduced himself as the pastor, the same way he had introduced himself to me. And the prophet told us,
before I share my story, make sure that you like the like button so that this video can reach many more others. And if you have such an experience, make sure that you comment in the section below so that we may assist each other so that we don't fall into such like thing that I fell into. Let's get into the video.
On my way to school, that was on February 22 on Thursday. It was at 3 a.m. and I was coming from school when I met a guy who was using a vehicle, and he asked me of direction. It was in a path that was near my home off the road, and he asked me if I know the direction of a certain lady. Akaniuliza kama najua kwake, and I told him that I don't know of such kind of a person. And so the guy started introducing himself as a pastor, and he told me that he's a prophet and they are holding a medical camp, and he has invited me to that medical camp. And as we were talking with him, he had my hands. He was greeting me, he was telling me all this, and there came a lady, and he also greeted her and introduced her. He asked herself to introduce herself, and he also introduced himself as the pastor, the same way he had introduced himself to me. And so he invited the two of us, me and the other lady, so that we could attend the medical camp. He started telling us that he works with Family TV, and he also comes live on K24 TV. And the girl seemed to recognize him in a way and said, "Oh, I usually see you each and every Sunday, I guess, in the evening at K24. Are you Pastor so-and-so?" Yeah, and the guy said, "Oh, so you recognize me? Yeah, so I'm Pastor so-and-so, and I have come here to prophesy to you because there's a reason why we have met with you today." At that time, I was thinking in my head, why is this person coming to tell me that he has prophesied to me? I didn't know of what their plan was. I didn't even resist what they were telling me. He told me that he's a prophet and he's coming to tell us something that we have never been told because God is speaking to us. In the meanwhile, I had a call, and due to no reason, I didn't answer that call. My phone rang around 3 times and I didn't pick that phone. The guy asked us that he started prophesying things to the life of that girl. He started saying that your life, I can see that you are struggling to get a baby. I can see that you have struggled to start a business. You are struggling with your life, even in marriage. Your husband is not okay with you. And the girl agreed. He said, "Yeah, true, prophet. How did you come to know that?" And before he told her anything more, he told me that, "Yo girl, are you studying in the University of Meru?" And I answered yes. "Are you struggling with finances?" That is obvious. And he told me that he's going to prophesy more into my life and he's going to tell me things that I have never been told. The guy told the other girl that he is going to give a solution to her problems, and he is also going to help to get everything back. He told us to introduce each other, me and the other lady. And so tukaambiana majina, where we are from. And the girl told me that she is from nearby Meru, but she was working away, so she had come to visit her family. But as I introduced myself, she came to know that I am Kikuyu, and so she was also a Kikuyu. The guy who is claiming to be a prophet came and told us that we are going to share 2 things with each other. When he was away, that is, he was going to move from where we were, and we are going to share 2 things. And then after sharing, we'd go back to him in his car and tell him everything. So I and the girl, we stood at a distance from that car, and we told each other 2 things as we had been instructed. We went to that car once again, and the prophet told us, the so-to-be prophet told us that God is speaking. In fact, he repeated everything that we said with the other girl. And he told us, so that we can know more about him and know whatever message that God has for us, we have to get inside the car. So we got inside the car. I sat with the driver, and the girl sat behind. To my concerns, that was the first thing I questioned myself. Why are these people honoring me that I am sitting with the driver and then the girl is sitting at the back? Though that did not bother me so much, I don't know why. So pastor told us that we need to move from the position we were, because we were on the way, and stand somewhere along the main road so that we might talk more. And so tukatoka penye tulikuwa tumesimama, tukachukua gari. We went now to park off the tarmac road. So the guy started narrating a story of my life, of when I was young. He told me that my mom was very generous, my mom was very kind to anyone who came to our home, and that one day a woman who wanted to bewitch our family came to our home. She told mom to give her 100 bob to go to the hospital, and because she was generous enough, my mom gave her that 100 bob. And when that woman went away, she went to take that 100 bob to a witch doctor, and that 100 bob was what was ruining our lives. Vitu kama hizo. He was explaining that if I don't pray that something is going to happen in our family, all those things to, I don't know, to manipulate me or to do something. So alikuwa ananiambia that I nowadays don't pray, that I'm growing weak in my religion, that I'm becoming very fearful. Even as he's talking, I'm doubting him because I'm growing weak in faith, such like things. He turned to the other girl and asked her about her life. He told that girl that whatever is making her not to bear children is because one time they had a maid, and the husband to that girl beat that maid, and he sent the maid away at night, and that maid got raped. And on the way, the maid got help from a pastor, and they spoke a word to that man, and that's why the wife was not getting children. He told us that we need to go somewhere more private so that we can pray, and so that everything is going to be okay. So he asked me, do you want to go, or do you want to witness your friend getting the help? So I told him, I want to go away. You continue with your prayers. But the guy insisted, no, you should not be wicked. You should not be all those things. I should just stay with my fellow lady so that she may get help. The lady suggested somewhere around near a forest, in fact, and said in the forest it's much better to pray than along the road. So the vehicle went and parked now near a forest. So what happened? The lady first was asked if she had any money in his bag, and she claimed to have 14,000 from chama that they had contributed 14k, and she said she also had money in the phone. For me, I had no money in the bag. I just had around 200 Kenya shillings. Yeah, I had 200 Kenya shillings with me. The lady was told to go out somewhere and kneel down and pray, and her prayers will be answered 3 times. She was told that she was going to know why she doesn't prosper in her marriage. She's going also to be told about who stole her things. She's also going to be told something about me. Lady left everything with me as she had been instructed, and she went away to pray. As the pastor we were talking before the lady came, she told me the lady is going to be told ABCD. She's going to be told that her blood brother stole the things of her shop. He was going to be told that his boyfriend did not want a child with her because he didn't want to live with her. She was also told that I was going to get a job, I don't know, in Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Something of that sort. And when the woman came back, she said exactly what the pastor was telling me that is going to be answered. And it was now my time to go out and pray. And guess what? I was to leave my phone and my bag and everything that I had with that lady so that I go pray. And when my prayers were answered out there, I would come back the same way as this lady did. I was told to pray 4 times, say amen 4 times, until I had a voice telling me my prayers are answered and I need to do something, I don't know, I need to say amen 4 times and then go back to the vehicle. So, as innocent as I was, I left everything to the girl. I went away, and they had told me not to look back because if I looked back, I was going to be striked. And if I greeted anyone along the road, I was going to be striked. And so that's what I did. I did not look back when I was out of the vehicle. I did not greet anyone, and I went and I stood somewhere where I could not even trace. I could not see that vehicle. It was a private car. And so when I went out, I stayed out for around 1 hour without even thinking that these people could have gone away. And after I got back to my senses, I told myself, how could I be standing here for almost the longest time I know? And there's nothing happening. So I told myself, no, can you come out of that place? So mi nikatokea hivyo, and part of my mind was telling me, you need to have been scammed, you have been lured like a baby. But the other side of me was telling me, no, this is a man of God, he cannot lie to me, all those things. Yeah, so at that time, to my disappointment, the vehicle was not where I left it. And to my mind, I was telling myself, maybe they are going to come back and give me my phone. Maybe they are not thieves, maybe, yeah, all those things. So I went and stayed somewhere along the road, and thoughts started coming to me that my phone is no more. I don't have anything. In fact, I had the bag having my books. It was in the middle of the semester. I don't have my books. I don't have my phone. I don't have my student ID. I don't have the keys to my room. They had taken everything that I had. Guess what? I just had tears flowing up in my face, because how am I going even to explain to mom that my phone has been stolen by a stranger in a stupid way? Like, who does that? Yeah, so that's what happened. I told myself that I'm going to pray to, we have a church that we usually go to pray, because I didn't have anywhere to go to, because I even didn't have the keys to my room. So nikachukua miguu yangu, I went to the church, and I met this guy who I told him everything that had happened to me. And luckily enough, he told me that I don't have to worry, God understands everything and like that. We went to church with him, we prayed for around 30 minutes. But to be sincere, I was not praying, I was not even saying a word to God, because I was so overwhelmed. I had bitterness. I didn't want to curse these people because of what they did to me. But I had pain in my spine. Like, I would just feel it. Even if it was not physical pain, it hurted me so much. And after 30 minutes of crying to God, I was a bit okay. We prayed with that guy, and I came to my friends. They had my spare keys, and they found us praying along the hapo nje kwa ploti yetu. So when my friends saw me praying with a friend along the path, they were much concerned. And so when I went to visit them, they asked me, are you sure you are okay? Then I narrated them the story. So to cut the long story short, that is how I was scammed like a baby by people pretending to be good. Hey, I don't know how. It is like 1 year now, because that thing happened on 22nd of February 2024. Actually, it's now in the past. I'm now past it. And make sure that you don't trust anyone. You have learned something from this story. And if you have learned something, may you subscribe to this channel. If you have ever been scammed by anyone in that sort, let us know in the comment section.